I'd like to know your thoughts on that.
It's really quite a complex problem. You can't just my thought or your thought. I think opinion has very little place when we are faced with direct things of life. Most of us are guided by our personal inclination or personal idiosyncrasy, or compelled by circumstances, which are all very small affairs. But a problem like death is a problem of man. Whether he lives in China, India, or in Russia, or here, it's a problem which man has struggled with through centuries upon centuries. And the Egyptians, say, for instance, lived. For them, death was much more important than living. And there are whole communities right through the world, historically, and also when one has lived in a country like India, where culture is very, very ancient. There are all kinds of ideas, beliefs, dogmas about death. Death being, one is frightened of it. Frightened of that thing called death, which is going to put an end to everything. So they invent theories, like reincarnation. You know something about it? Either you choose that or the Christian belief, which depends upon your conditioning. If you are a Christian, naturally brought up in a Christian world, you will accept that, the Christian dogma. Now, if one can put aside the Asiatic belief and the Christian belief and every form of personal hope and despair, and then we can investigate the meaning of death. You see, as long as there is fear, the unknown, death, becomes a tragic affair. I don't know if, So, is it possible, first, to eliminate psychological fear altogether? That's quite a, I won't go into all that. Unless that is done systematically, with clarity, without any arrière-pensée, without any holding back from this problem of fear, then one can go into this question of death very, very deeply. But otherwise you're caught in a rationalization, or in the whole of the Asian belief of reincarnation, or a Christian belief. Or you don't care. But it seems to me a society or a community or a group of people who are not concerned with death, have no foothold in life. You know what I mean? Have nothing. Therefore they become terribly superficial. That's what's happening in this country. Terribly mundane, physical, and no culture can stand that.
Do you agree that the fear of death is the fear of losing your possessions, the joys of life?
Partly.
Well, if that's so, then the person who has reached the state of clarity, who has cast off all his fears and the fear of death, therefore he wouldn't, the joys of life wouldn't mean anything to him.
Oh!
Is that...
Now, that's just it. Why not? How do you lose the fear of death?
By not fearing the things that you...
No. There must be much more positive action than that. You must die every day. Die every day to the things that you call pleasure and pain, to the things which you have cherished, die. Otherwise, what? Look at, sir, what are you? A bundle of memories, aren't you? Huh? Experience, knowledge, information. And that you carry on all the day along, all the years. And that bundle of memories keeps the mind very dull, stupid, not fresh. But if you say, well, I'll put away all my bundles, each day, your mind is extraordinarily alert.